All right, Mama, we're back on this Studebaker. We're going to get a few things mocked up, and we're going to figure out exactly where to put our fuse box. So once we figure out the placement of our fuse box, I want to run electrical conduit down through here with all the wires that will come out back here, and might run conduit down the frame so that everything will be safe. But here's the wiring kit. It's actually Ron Francis. Not sure if you're familiar with Ron Francis or not. They make a really good kit. The thing of it is you mount the box and you take the wires to it. And that's good in a way, but then it's bad in a way. I mean, because it's kind of bulky and big, but it mounts flat and then all your wires go in. You just wire up what you need, is what I'm trying to say, Mama. Okay? I've done a Mustang with a kit like this, but they do make a good kit. So let's get after it. Fixing to make a speaker hole to match like this right here. So it'll have one speaker on each side of that box. I got this. All right, there you go, Mama. All it'll need now is see where that black line is at. Just a little bit of Dremel work, because we didn't have an actual hole saw that was the perfect size. So there you go, Mama. Looks good. Nice round hole for the speaker. All right, Mama, let me get you back in here. See that box right there? That is actually the glove box. See the center hole? That's where the plunger comes through from the glove box lid. Those screws I had run through to hold. Well, I can't put screws through. You can see the edge of them right there. But what I done is I took a piece of this 1024 threaded rod. See if I can get you in here. See that piece of threaded rod with a nut on it? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these other two screws out, and instead of being screws through, it'll be studs that are welded on this side, so that if a person ever had to take that glove box off, it would slide off of the studs and not damage the paint out here. Because see, there's the hole, there's where that center section goes through and locks for a Studebaker. I also got to weld this hole up right here. Got to weld it up. We can't remember exactly what it's for. And so far, right there is the best place that I have figured out for the fuse box. But then it's going to catch all the heat from the engine. So I don't really like that, but might have to build like a panel that would come down through here and block all that off. Because your gauge cluster and all goes right there, and it's going to have 5 gauges in it, and then the wires and stuff that come off the back. Most Studebakers you can see all up in there. We may have to custom make something and close all that off, but fix it to where it's accessible for the wiring. And then there's the electric motor. There's the wiper rod box, runs the wipers. Mama, we're back. Got the light switch mounted up underneath there. Look, I welded the hole we made a patch, welded the hole, and I didn't grind it, right? Well, now there's something a little bit different coming for it, so you'll have to stay tuned. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, but that was a waste of time right there. But anyway, got this panel here out that was right there, and we're gonna put 4 self tappers in to hold this down. That way it can be removable. And this right here. So ever since we've had this truck, it has always been hard to move. Wheels wouldn't turn right, so usually what I do is pick it up with a tractor at the back and keep the back wheels off and roll it and steer with the front. But before that, it sat on the little 4-wheel dollies from Harbor Freight, and it stayed most of the time on concrete, and the tires would go flat. So I didn't really think much about why it doesn't roll, because it's usually, like I said, it's been moved around with a tractor and stuff like that. But check this out. So I told Dylan this morning, I said, when you come in, fix the back brakes. Well, he takes it apart and everything's brand new. But when you loosen up the lug nuts, the wheel would turn. They had brake shoes that were 2.5 inches wide, and it's supposed to be a 2 1/4. I mean, look at the difference. Well, that 1/4 inch was hitting inside. See where it's hitting right there and knocking the paint off? So it's been rubbing. So when you tighten the wheel up, it tightens this up against the pad and the wheel wouldn't turn. So we had to get new pads. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, Mama. Check that out. It's been rubbing all, if we would have drug it around the shop a lot, it would have, probably cut into that or messed up the pads, or possibly hung a pad and stretched the hardwire, the springs and stuff like that. But anyway, and we're gonna get that fixed. Got the studs welded in on the inside, the box. This is actually the glove box, so it can go in, spin the nuts up tight, be good to go. So y'all stay tuned on what's going to fill that hole for tomorrow. So let me get you back in here. Oftentimes, a lot of channels will show, and I'm bad to do it, I tell you what I'm going to do, and then I show you it done, and I don't always show you like the heartache behind it. Check this out. People think, well, all he done was drill a hole in there. Well, no, not exactly. Because look, most of your light switches has that little tab sticking up, and what that does is it locks in and it keeps that light switch from turning when you tighten it up. So, as you can see, I had to file a hole with this little handy dandy baby file. It didn't take long, but sometimes things, people don't realize how much work goes into just making the switch work. You know what I mean? See how that locks in? And that little tab is over there in that filed out spot. So don't ever let anyone tell you that it's easy, that all you got to do is just drill a hole. because it's not just always about drilling a hole. There's always something hidden behind it. Thought I would cut and throw this in there just to show you that it takes a lot of little things to make a project whole. All right, Mama, check this out. Took the 2.5 inch pads off that was on there for whatever reason and put the correct 2.25 and bolted that spacer. We're having to run that spacer because I bought the wrong gunny wheel. This truck has been converted over to the small forward pattern, and I had forgotten that. So the spacer goes from a small back to a big bolt, which is what the gunny wheel is designed for. But anyway, as you can see, it's all bolted on and turning freely. To the other side.
Punch.
Harbor Freight punch, Mama. $4. Online drill bit, really cheap. Is that a hole saw, Mama? Let's see how this works out for us.
That was a grabber.
So you see the hole, what goes in it? Uh-oh. Get out here. Now all we got to do is make this work with this truck. That's going to be nice, Mama. Look, push it. Great day. All right, Mama, there you go. Push to start in the old 59. Not 100% sold on the design in the back. That metal X has got 4 little bitty screws that pulls tight against the button, and the rubber grommet seals off. I guess, I don't know, might be functional. I mean, I know it's functional, but it might last